Hey, love bugs, it's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome into my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. Just thank you so much for the love and support that y'all are constantly giving me as what I receive, I go ahead and send back. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are informative, give you good vibes, uplift, that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times right now and need spiritual guidance, or just needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's so greatly appreciated. And I hope that you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And I'm using Jason Stevenson's channel again. I wasn't aware that I picked him twice, but I do love his meditations. And this and the music that I'm listening to in the background is called All Seven Chakra Healing Music, Full Body Aura Cleanse, Releasing Negativity Sleep Music. I was told to go ahead and use that because I don't know. It was talking about. I'll put in my description about the other video I just did. It was like our chakras need to be balanced. The video that I'm doing right now is seeing all characters in our life contributing to our soul growth. It is so true. Like I told you in the last video, if you watched it, I was my bubbly self, just minding my own business, leaving everybody else's alone. And it is just like lately, it could be like you're in a good, how you get in your good mood. Next thing you know, here come drama, here come chaos, somebody trying to, just trigger you, or it just be something that's just acting up. And it is just like, with my situation, I had to send some mass texts out, and I'm going into detail because I already said it in the last video, so I ain't gonna bring it up again. But now it's like being able to understand, looking at everything from a different perspective. You're growing. You are evolving in such a powerful way. Even though you may be going through, some hiccups, I want to say hiccups. I want to talk about really, jacked up things, because we're all going through different things. You may be thinking your stuff is bad, and then you can end up connecting with somebody who's way worse. You're like, God, dog, it made me feel ungrateful. You go through so many different things, but you have to allow yourself to see it from a different perspective, different perspective in your life. There's so many things that I went through, so many things that I'm, overcoming. A lot of times we feel like we can't handle the things that we're dealt at times. And sometimes, yes, life can be really unfair. When you're pushing out so much positivity out in the world, you get just the ink of all the blessings you pushed out towards people, knowingly and unknowingly. Then you receive it back, because a lot of times it's just like, if you want to be successful and you see a whole bunch of people around you are getting blessings left and right, somebody could end up getting an advance on their on their pay, and they tell you about that, or somebody got a job where a higher pay raise, you hear about that. Next thing you know, somebody don't won a lottery around you. And it can be very frustrating when you're going through a lot of different things in your life, and it's just like, dang, I'm seeing all these blessings around me that's happening for other people, but why is it not happening to me? And it's like, a lot of times what we want, when the universe is rejecting us towards different things, is because they have something so much better for us, just because of what you're going through. And a lot of times when you're seeing people get this advance pay or whatever like that, when you see people having this constant money, on IG, how people be flossing, I don't understand why people do that. I just don't understand, but hey, it is what it is. And you go through different things like that. And it's just like you see it and you're like, okay, I'm not trying to reject that. Sometimes people do, they get in their feelings. I've caught myself doing it a couple of times. And I always used to say, I can see if it was just my decisions well enough alone for what I was doing to make me be where I'm at, where it's just like, I'm penny pinching like crazy. Like sometimes it's hard for me to even pay attention, where money has really been scarce for me. And it's like decisions that is made on my outer course of life where it dealt with, reflections, ex-family, that put me in a certain, situation where a lot of people's having their hands and trying to block me from things. And it's just like, I can't keep, saying that about that situation. You can be mad all day about the things that's happening, but when you're allowing yourself to give it your all, and this is something that you're in the making of doing. This is your baby that you're creating within your life. We're all co-creators of our life. It's all about the choices we make, the decisions we have. Yes, there are certain people that intervene on certain things. Trust me, I know. But then it's just like when you have created things on your own, well, not on your own, because the universe is helping you manifest these things and you stay focused on that. There's nobody can ever say they wouldn't have that if it wasn't for me, or they wouldn't have had this as, because it was like with my situation, it was very hurtful because there was so many people that talked about my situation before I knew about my situation with my life. I was called certain things in my life. There were certain things that people bragged about or threw in my face that they knew about my life and I didn't. I used to be pissed off at the world for that. And it's just like, there's a lot of bad people in this world. But they also, universe wants us to see, you can't constantly use as an excuse for them holding you back. Because if you took these people out your life, but you're still holding on to that pain, these people have brought painful situations to your life, but they're also, from that painful situation, is making you so much stronger. If I never went through my situation like this, I would have never been able to connect with y'all. Being able to know, people are like, oh, Roslynn, you're my teacher, this and this and that. No, I feel like it's a student teacher thing. I don't feel like I know more than other people because we're all learning and growing on our own way. We could all be looking at the same subject. They're like, okay, 300, y'all look at this subject and what do you see? Everybody else is going to have a different view on the same thing that they're watching. Nobody's not going to see it the way you see it. And that's how they want us to understand, we are one decision from either failing or flying. You have to decide which one it is. And it's just like everybody in our life is contribute something. We have either been loved by them, we learned by them, or we lacked from them. With my situation, I thought was really okay. When I set that forgiveness out, being honest about how I felt about my situation that I've been placed in. But I didn't realize it when this full moon came up. There was some more stuff that was coming up, and it had me in my feelings like, you know what, I'm tired of this. And it's just like my mom always told me, God rest her soul, when you're tired, you're going to allow yourself to not hold on to certain things that's going to hold you back, because you're going to see everybody getting their blessings and you're going to be that main one because you didn't take that flight, take that leap out of faith like everybody else did. It's like, why are these people getting this? Why is this people getting that? And it's like, the harder your stuff is, a lot of times our situation becomes harder because we're resisting change. We're ignoring the red flags that we need to have, we need to take heed on what's holding us back. And a lot of times we stand in the process of our progress and don't realize that because we're angry. We're upset. This person took my innocence. This person has cheated on me. Oh, this person has, wrecked my whole life. This person has put me in debt. Yes, all these people have done these things to you. But if you have took them out of your life, you're still allowing what they have done. You're giving that power to them. And it's just like with my situation, it's like the more I keep coming up, the more these people that I don't took out my life is trying to come back in my life, not for good, for good reason. They're trying to come in my life to stop it. And it's like, I have to allow myself to stay focused and let the universe work with the rest of it, because it's like the more somebody, you're anointed, you have been chosen for this purpose. There are going to be some people that are going to challenge you by putting certain speed blocks in your way, and you have to allow yourself to curve those speed balls. Not those speed balls, those speed bumps, speed bumps, and allow yourself to learn from the life lessons. I've had people in my life where it's very hard because of who I'm related to. It's like a lot of time I felt like I was alone in the world. When people found out who my father was, everybody was well and good for that. There are some people that are still in my life, and they, like I said in my last video, that commend me for being brave to be open, have that open book for telling my life experience about who my father is and what I had to go through just because of who my father is. And a lot of people, they stopped talking to me when they seen the truth of who my father was. And it was very lonely for that, because it's like, it's hard for me to allow people to get so close to me, because it's either, are you in my life because you appreciate what I bring to the table, or are you trying to benefit off of being in my life for what you think I'm going to be bringing to the table? And it's just like, a lot of times I've been drawn short at the end of the stick. But I appreciate all those people that have been coming in my life, whether they tried to block me, whether they tried to manipulate me, or they were just in my life to try to see what kind of money or benefits they can come off of me, or they're in my life and then they find out the truth of who I am and try to block me from it. All these things has taught me something, and all these painful experiences brought me so much strength. Because there's times, I'm not gonna lie, I get mad. My dad is still out here. I never have any answers about who gave my dad opiates. Knowing, different things that's taken on to a life where nobody said that it's all about the money. It's all about this, all about that. For me, this is about a daughter losing her father, a daughter that never was able to connect with her father in a physical way from the adopted family that she had. The adopted family that she had that was wanting to do that are no longer living. People that knew me, knew that situation, was helping me out, is all past. So that was a hurtful situation to me, because it felt like a nightmare I couldn't never wake up from. But also in the same hand, it has brought me so much strength. It brought me so much wisdom. It is like opening myself up to a whole new world. I didn't even know what was out there. Veils getting snatched off all the way around. But just the blessing with it, somebody can take away the body, the flesh, but nobody can't take away that love that was there to represent both of those people, or how many people that was around them. It makes me feel good when people can come back and tell me how they love my dad's music, or how his music has helped them grow, helped them heal, helped them being able to see their own path in a different way. And then by some grace of God, I'm doing the same thing. And people, some people get excited about it. I'm like, hey, that's my dad. That's not me. Don't have nothing to do with me. I'm just trying to do my own thing, make my mark in the world on doing what I do. But I also try to hold my dad at high regards too, and it's like every day is becoming more of a blessing that gives me more to where I can give more, I can learn more, I can love more, I can educate more, research more. I've always been a curious person. So it's just like everybody in your life is contribute some kind of growth of value to yourself. Value to you. There are so many people that I wish whatever they were lacking, I wish I could just give it to them, just for them not to feel that pain. But we're all running a race. It's like, there are going to be people that are going to challenge you. There are going to be people that hurt you. There are going to be people that's doing downright gutter stuff to you. I've had all that. And yet I'm still here, even though there are some days that are hard for me. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of people that come back and tell me, Roslynn, I love your videos because you keep it real. I mean, that's all you can do, especially when you talk, empaths. You can't sit up here and be throwing no BS out there. Some people, their egos will talk about, oh, Roslynn, you're fake. This ain't your dad. This is not this, you're lying. It shouldn't be, people think it's easy. Not everything is what it seems. There's a lot of people saying, oh, if you got the DNA test, you can. No. No. When there's people that's in a situation for the wrong reasons, and not, there are certain people who are trying to get justice for my dad, but there are certain people that are doing different things, but I ain't going to go all into that. But all I can just worry about is me. you know, and worrying about getting closure for my dad's situation, because I mean, it's when you have lost a parent, but then you have lost a parent that other people knew this was your child and they played dumb to it. That's a whole new ball game, you know. But it's all about, everybody deals with grief differently. Everybody deals with trauma differently. And you know, when I can say it's beyond all blessings, the grace of God. God kept me tight and covered, because all the things that I had to deal with one time, and I still have that sense of peace in some kind of way, even though my heart breaks at times, but I'm healing that, you know, being in that right mind, you know. And I mean, it's different when somebody out on the street hurts you, you used to that. But when it's an inside track to family that you thought was trying to protect you, that was the same one that was trying to cut your throat at the same time, just seeing the benefit, you know, that's a whole nother story. Because that's why it's so hard for me to allow people to get close to me. If I feel one twitch of your vibe get gone, oh, you're out my life, because it's something, you know, there's just something, I don't know what you're trying to do. But all the people that have came and gone in my life, all the one, you know, everybody is imprinted on you, and that's how they want you to see it. You know, you may be carrying around a burden that is hard to bear. You may be carrying around pain that may seem like it's hard to heal from, but you have to allow yourself to see all the things you have happening to your life, because there's a lot of people that, you know, has shared their story with me about the things that they have gone through. And I always try to tell people, just like I tell myself, I don't want to tell y'all something and do something that I'm not going to have to do myself. You know, look at all the things that you have experienced in life. Because this, with us being Heyokas, you don't went through some stuff. Certain things that you openly speak about, and certain things you keep to yourself, because those are certain things is you still trying to allow yourself to accept as well. Because it's not even the trauma, whatever negative impact that you have had in your life that had to awaken you to the true self of you, you know, you have to tell them thank you. Because even the people that I connect with that has their hand in my situation is trying to block me, we all have something in common. And that's what, you know, when I heard that yesterday, that's what really got me in the tears and got me in my feelings, not in a bad way, not in a mean way, but that allows you, when you really are looking for peace within yourself, you know, don't try to analyze what that person did, but just analyze within the transformation within itself, if you want to have that peace of mind. You know, sometimes the people that you're connecting with, well, most of the time, let me say it that way, it depends on how you look at it. Either you're going to look at it for what it is, or you're going to look at it what that illusion make you think it is. You know, the truth with my situation, we have all been wounded by some kind of family member or some situation where we have went through some kind of abuse. And we place our pain and hurt on people and feel like we're justified to do that. You know, my mom went through a line of abuse growing up. My mom's husband went through an extreme line of abuse. His wife, the same thing, you know. And for me to have that love, my dad, you know, even song, I'll die for you, you know, he was willing to give me the world if he could. And that's something they've never been able to receive in their life from a parent. So they felt some kind of way. And when them not being able to receive that, they felt like they were entitled to make sure I didn't receive it either. So both me and my dad were paying for something that had nothing to do with us. But that love, even though they manipulated and tried to put blockages up for that love not to be, you know, stored, because we always connected through our dreams. You know, I knew more than I should know. He talked to me all the time in my head. And, you know, that was like a mental issue. I was having an obsession about my dad. You know, I used to get threatened about that. That was a mental issue. So I could never talk about my dad, even though I emulated my dad to a T. I wanted to play the guitar, I wanted to play the piano, running around doing little gestures. Ooh, running around the house doing that. You just get hurt for that. You know, anything that emulated something that he was jealous of, because it wasn't my mom. My mom always wanted me to know. But her husband hated that. You know, he didn't like that at all. And with him, he had his strong will as well as my dad has his, and that wasn't good. But throughout this situation, it just made me and my dad's connection much stronger. Being able to have that support from the other side, as well as people that connect with him that has passed over, and as well as family and friends that have passed over, because it felt really bad when the people that was willing to help me all passed away, or there was people that know me for years and knew my situation, and when this came up, I begged them to help me. They turned their back on me, but wanted to still be in my life. I had to make those decisions and cut those people out of my life, and it took me a long, long time for me not to have hatred towards them. And I tell them, if this was you, how would you feel? you know it was something that I would never wish on my worst enemy. But if I allow myself to look at it as a positive, even though it's kind of hard to see it as a positive, it's brought me so many blessings. It gave me strength beyond all measures that I never knew I would have. I've been able to share my story with people. Some people got in their feelings about it and triggered an ego. A lot of people stopped talking to me for that, and I'm like, hey, it is what it is. Or some people try to feel like they were going to benefit off of it, and if they see that they weren't going to be able to benefit, they try to find any kind of way to block me from me getting closure in my life, and it hurt. It really hurt. But around those lessons, I learned a lot. What to do, what not to do, say what you shouldn't say. You know, if you're going to tell your story, don't tell it out of anger, but tell it out of love. you know, Tell it out of strength, tell it out of wisdom, the knowledge you receive from going through all this pain. We're all examples that tell our own story of how we're going to overcome, how we're going through ultimate redemption, and come out a lot stronger than we were. We were all spiritual beings before we came here. But what we're about to walk into is not even, it's been whispered about, but it hasn't been, formed. And for that to happen, that's so magical. When people use the excuse, well, they hurt me and this and this and that, and you tell them about the story you have went through, your experience on what you have gone through, but what you have also overcome. Your story is going to be somebody's survival kit. It's like, dag, if they went through this, there ain't nothing I can't overcome. And you have to be able to show that. That's why they're telling us, you need to make these decisions. We got some beautiful things in store for you. But you can't wait for a positive transformation to a positive impact if you're still going around dealing with it in negative ways, holding on to negative habits, patterns, beliefs, limited, anything like that. And it's just like, you deserve all these things plus so much more. And a lot of times it feels like life is unfair. Yeah, it can be very unfair. Do they got monsters out there? Hell yes. They got soulless people acting out of there. But all those type of people are acting out of something of pain. Sometimes it can be downright just like, God, dog, I can never do that to a human being. And you hear about these different things on Crimes Daily or NCIS or Law and Order or 48 Hours, and it was just like, I used to always hear about these things, but never thought that type of situation would never happen to me. Only thing it was, if you go back and you backtrack about everything that has been presented to you, it was preparing you for this moment, and it will have you like, hey, it's a mind blower. Because a lot of times we feel like we don't believe in ourselves, or we don't have enough strength to overcome whatever has been placed on us. That pain becomes too heavy to where it can consume you. But that voice deep down inside, even though it may be buried under some trauma, that voice is always telling you got what it takes plus so much more if you allow yourself that chance. And sometimes we cause more pain than people that afflicted us. I can say that about myself, because there were so many people I just wanted to listen to me about what I went through. And all they saw was the materialistic. They were so stuck on that 3D vibe that all they were thinking about extravagant things that my dad had. But they weren't thinking about a father losing a child, that he did everything he could, had a whole trust fund, and that trust fund never went to that child. It went towards people that begged for it so they can live a lavish life while his daughter lived in poverty. And he never had a chance to be able to understand that situation because it was manipulated every single time it was a chance. He died brokenhearted, thinking I wasn't I hated him for it. And then I'm living, having regrets that I never took heed of the things that I could connect with. But I had to allow myself to forgive myself, forgive those other people that placed me in these situations, because everything happened to me for a reason. I got to meet beautiful people. I'm learning off of them as they're learning off of me. Being able to know that your trauma becomes somebody else's blessing is beautiful. Even though you may be living that nightmare, throughout that healing process, you're going to understand and you're going to be so grateful, because the best revenge you can do towards a person that hurt you is no revenge at all. Keep moving, be better. You show them how it is to forgive, let go, and keep doing you. A lot of times all you got to do is just come up in with a smile and just dressed, and you already done pissed them off. And they ain't got nothing to do with you. It don't have, even though it may be reflected to you, it's nothing to do with you, because it's them. They hate what they have become, so they inflict pain on everybody else. And a lot of times I felt sorry for them, because I'm just like, damn, that's some low self-esteem type stuff. But also it makes me feel bad for them, because they're not allowing themselves to face the pain that they have consumed for so many years. They inflicted on everybody they touch, or the ones that they feel like, let me hurt them, but let me flaunt in front of these people. You need a clout chaser. I don't have time for that. But I feel like I'm very grateful. There are so many things. I died a couple of times and came back. Certain things has happened to me, and it's still astonishing that I still have my right mind on everything that's taken place in my life. I became that example for many things, just like you are. So allow yourself to benefit and appreciate every person that has came into your life, everyone who's afflicted things on you that you felt like you couldn't overcome, because all the things that has taken place in your life, a lot of times we have to give thanks for what has not happened, because a lot of things has taken place in our lives where it's been intervened so it didn't happen. I've seen people that was happy about going on a trip, overslept, and next thing you know, the daggone plane blew up. Had a family member that was working on the street close to the Twin Towers. They went to a party and, party like a rock star. Went in the next day getting ready to call in, had to take a package, and next the person that they were supposed to take the package to in the North Tower met them at the door. Didn't think they were coming. Next thing you know, right before anything really happened at that point, they got out of the building before the daggone plane exploded. And a lot of things is taking place. I used to be angry because my mom has passed. My biological father has passed, but the person that put all the burden on me, that is, just, traumatized me for my whole life, just violated me in all kind of ways, is still living in health. I used to get angry, told them, oh, why the hell did they sacrifice you and took the good ones out? A lot of times they say evil lasts, evil never dies, but everything has a reason for happening. And I had to allow myself to forgive that person, because I end up being them. And that's something I could never do. I'm not going to give my power to this person. I gave enough up to him. And that was very selfish for me, because I allowed something be given something that doesn't even belong to them. It belongs to me. And we do that. When you allow yourself to still be angry about what is taking place, you're giving that person that power over you. They don't deserve that. Don't make them famous for that. You need to be famous about the fact that you're going to snatch that back and be hoping they still have some edges after they come back. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of the video. Let me give a post notification shout out to Maxine Wilkins. Welcome to the family. Genocide Flow Artist, Just Jen. Much love to you. Joe Brown, Gone Ghost, and Claudio Magala Hayes. I hope I pronounced that right. I apologize if I didn't. Like and subscribe. Tell somebody about the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Drop a line. I would love a chance to get to hear from you. And plus, when you do, I'll go ahead and give you a post notification shout out. Share. Tell somebody about the channel. They may find something they can relate to. If you need to get in touch with me privately, you can find me on IG. Roz Nelson 77. I'll place that in the description box below. If it's anything other than that name, that's not me. Or you can find me at Facebook under my name, Facebook Messenger under my name. I don't have the page anymore. Facebook under my name. And you can hit me up on Messenger. You know, we talk private on one-on-one, giving you a deeper understanding about your spiritual path and life purpose of mission. So I hope y'all have a blessed day, productive week. You know, even through what am I about to say? Oh no, know that you're truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved, and knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. And I pray that, you know, all the manifestation you have been working hard for comes 100,000 times more than what you expected, asked for, even prayed for, and the same as being received. And through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity, words, vibes, frequencies. You never know, all those things that come, you know, it can help them out in a big way. And I will see you on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be wild.